Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. So we have massive news about Gunnar on the VN server. He has been buffed. So this is crazy because when Gunnar entered in on the VN server, he was substantially nerfed compared to the initial skill kit that we saw on the Pioneer server. However, even after that nerf, he was still actually in the best Dream Realm team of the day, as we discussed in the Serathil boss. And he was in the best team for today for Gloommaw Dream Realm boss. But now only about an hour ago, Gunnar has been buffed, and it is a pretty substantial increase. The only change has been to his exclusive skill, and in fact only his plus 15 of his exclusive skill, the level 4. Now, this is now going to be a 45% of Gunnar's initial attack buff to the ally behind him. Previously, in the nerf state, it was 30%. So that is a 15% increase in the attack buff he provides to the ally behind him. It still is scaling on Gunnar's attack, which is a bit unfortunate because we did discuss this in the past that tanks do not have as good of an attack stat as mages, rogues, and marksmen. So it would have been better if it was the target's attack rather than his own. But still, this is a substantial increase in the attack buff value. Number 2, for PvP usage and maybe even AFK stages, the requirement for triggering invincibility on the ally behind him has again been reduced to 35% of Gunnar's HP ratio, which is much better for PvP. It allows you to utilize that Gunnar Alna synergy combo with Alna, for example, protecting Gunnar, because then if even Gunnar drops to 50% health, which is usually what happens in an Alna protection, he's still going to maintain that invincibility on the ally behind him with this lower HP ratio threshold to trigger it. However, it isn't as good as his initial kit because you don't get invincibility for 3 seconds at the beginning of the battle. So you're going to be a little bit susceptible for damage for 3 seconds, your carry behind you, but then it should be good to go. So all of this means that Gunnar has just become way more basically valid for PvP again. He probably is going to be used a lot in PvP, and I'm definitely going to, I'm definitely going to be using him because this threshold is really good and synergy with Alna. Number 2, this increases his potential for Dream Realm by increasing the attack buff value. And now when we add everything together, he has 25% from his ultimate, and he has 45% from here. That is 70% attack buff to the ally behind him, but it is scaling on Gunnar's initial attack. So it isn't like, obviously anywhere near to his initial skill kit, but it is still way better than his nerf version. And so overall, I think what the developers have done, they have put Gunnar into kind of that middle ground territory. He isn't, super broken, but he also isn't, more going to be more on the niche side. And what does this mean? As of right now, is looking like Gunnar is going to be a must pull. Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on what you are planning to do. However, of course, wait and see on it. Don't pull him on day one. We'll have to see his usage for pre-endless Dream Realm and then also endless. But in pre-endless Dream Realm, so far, 2 out of 2 bosses, 2 days in a row, Gunnar has been dominating, even in his nerf state. So, of course, in his buffed up state, he's going to be even better. And so overall, basically, Gunnar has been buffed into relevancy and actually quite relevant right now. So when we look at the Gloommaw boss today, you can see it all from the rankings. The players who have Gunnar are getting over 1,100 billion damage. The players who do not have Gunnar are like capped around 800, maybe a bit under 900 billion damage. So there is around a 300 billion score gap that was created even in the nerf version of Gunnar. So now with this buff, obviously is going to be an even bigger score gap for the Gloommaw boss. However, this is a unique boss. Shielders are really rewarded in this boss, and Gunnar provides that shield to the allies better than you can shield almost your entire team. Which is really valuable. So that is the thing. We have a replay to watch from one of the top rankers, the high invested players. So we're going to see that in action. But yeah, Gunnar's skill over here that provides the shielding to all allies rear to him. Every ally which is rearmost to him is going to be getting the shield. And so if you position him front into the team, then you're going to get like huge shielding value. So this boss is really custom made and designed for Gunnar. And look at Gunnar's damage. For whatever reason, Gunnar is somehow dealing massive damage in pre-endless Dream. Like, we know Sylvan and Cassidy, they're the carries of the team, but he's a tank and he's hitting like half the damage of the carries. It's just not adding up, and it's like 10 times the damage of Celise. It is insane. So there's a replay from Ina. The credit for the team comp goes to DI. I'm going to show you the top team that has currently been found on the VN server. And of course, Sylvan. So Sylvan stocks are rising with the Gunnar buff and making Gunnar more meta relevant for a Dream Realm, it means Sylvan is even better. Because Sylvan, it has great synergy with Gunnar with the huge attack buff and that attack speed buff. Sylvan is such a great attack speed scaling DPS. So this is looking really good for Sylvan. Yeah, and Gunnar, with those missiles, I guess they're just dealing massive damage. Now, Cassidy, you might be wondering about, do you need to build Cassidy? So for pre-Endless Dream Realm, Cassidy is very important. But for Endless Dream Realm, Cassidy is replaced, okay? You'll be using Alicent or something like that rather than Cassidy. But Cassidy is still worth building up for like the upcoming, or the few weeks of pre-Endless we have, and then also next season probably. But basically, this meta has been massively shifted due to the hero releases this season. We've seen so much Summoner meta in Dream Realm with Aurora and the Summoners. We have seen... Now we're seeing the Gunnar, Sylvan, Cassidy combo for pre-Endless, and for Endless it will be Gunnar, Sylvan, and Alicent and Gala type teams. Solis has been hugely meta. This has just been a massive shakeup for the meta, honestly. And Gunnar is here to stay. And most likely, well, we know from this point on, Gunnar cannot be nerfed any further. When a hero is on VN server, even though VN is not global, from VN the hero has never ever in the history of ever been nerfed on like a live VN server, because it would just be way too problematic for people who invested and built him. There you guys see almost 1,200 billion damage. So yeah, we can rest assured that Gunnar is not going to be nerfed any further, and almost definitely he's not going to be buffed any further. I think this is the final version that we're probably going to get on global, but even as he stands right now, he is really looking like a must pull. He's 2 out of 2 on the bosses in Dream Realm on VN server. Of course, you should wait for a full rotation. We should wait for Endless as well. We do have Contess on the horizon coming. And there's always that chance that Contess is going to be a Dream Realm hero, maybe even game-changing as well, because she is probably going to be the Hypergene support. And supports have been really dominant. But at the same time, it's possible Contest is a PvP hero or an AFK stage hero. Usually, when you look at the trend of hero releases, the third hero of the season, whether it be Athalia, whether it be Saida, whether it be Ulna, they're all PvP oriented or AFK stages as well. None of them have been Dream Realm. And so like, even though Contess is a support, they may change up the trend and have a support that's actually a PvP AFK stage hero. Who knows? This is my speculation, my prediction. Obviously, don't base your investment off of all of this, but I'm just basically airing my thoughts, what I'm thinking right now, my thought process. So hopefully this video is helpful. Let me know your thoughts about Gunnar in the comment section down below. I know people are, of course, conflicted about this. Some people wanted Gunnar to be good. Some people want to either skip Gunnar because they don't like his design. They just want to save up for Contess. And I obviously understand that. Contess is a fan favorite of this season. Gunnar is like, people didn't even know he existed before they revealed the Hypergene that we're going to be getting. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. That is going to be it for this video. And if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video in a pinned comment, and you can actually bookmark this link in your browser, and whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then everyone, peace out for now.